Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, just because we are very close to Christmas and the new year, so everyone is in a holiday mood. So I just thought we can have a discussion on a topic which will have a wide appeal. So obviously for that, nothing better than the topic of relationship, the topic of the marriage, companionship. So guys, in this video we will have our discussion that when it comes down to figuring out the characteristics of your partner, how can you do that? So guys, this discussion we will try to have it in the two parts. In the first part I will just try to explain you that based on the strength of your chart, of your ascendant chart and all the houses, how can you correlate the attributes of those houses with the qualities of your partner. Guys, just because whether you for this, even if you have to take into consideration the Ashtakvarka concept in order to know that which all houses have got more points or which all houses in your natal chart are more powerful. They are in a capacity to generate positive results. Or this could be a case that all of those houses in your natal chart over where you have like exalted planets placed over there, you have some sort of wealth combination, you have some sort of attainment of position power like Raj Yog over there. So not only it will tell about your accomplishment, your achievement, but along with that those houses are going to be giving some vital information about your partner as well. That is something which we will try to do in this video. And guys, after this, just because now we are in a holiday mood, so I do not want to stress you with the topics of apocalypse or the topics like this war is gonna happen, that chaos is gonna happen. We will be just talking about and covering all the soft topics. So after having our discussion in this video on that, then in the next part we will try to look at that based on different zodiac signs in your 7th house, what kind of indication it gives regarding the specific qualities of your partner. So okay guys, before we will start our discussion, a quick business promotion time. So guys, if you want to book your reading, you want to know that how next year is going to be based on your chart, because next year is going to be a little bit sensitive and you need to be subconsciously you have to be prepared that in which specific area of your life the transiting planets are going to be influencing you. And along with that, even with all those kind of changes, is your running dasha is indicating some success, a shield in order to protect you, or is it making you vulnerable? And during that time only, if you have to take an important decision, so it's always recommended to get a advice from an astrologer. Now if you do not want to get it from me, get it from someone else. But yes, for next year we say this thing, there's a saying that forewarned is forearmed. So that is the only reason. Second thing is, if you want to learn any of the occult subject from me, whether you are if you're not based in Vancouver, you want to learn through the Zoom classes from me. So on January 20th I will be starting the Panchang 12 study hour classes for that, all the links of the Panchang like Tithi, Var, Yog, Karan, Nakshatra and their combination. So please enroll for that if you want to, and write an email to me for that. And I'll be guys, if you are already in Vancouver, so I'll be moving towards the downtown now coming January. So yeah, it's much more accessible for many happening activities. So many yoga expert and yoga enthusiasts live there. So I might even start in-person classes from some studio over there as well. So I'll keep on putting it out on my social media handles to update people who are local from here. And yes guys, after this, now we will start our discussion. So okay, now we know this thing that when it comes down to any of the concerns of your partner, what kind of people complete you, when it comes down to looking for alliance, for partnership, which all kind of qualities you look forward to. So that is something which we always look at from the 7th house. So in a way you can look at it in this way, that the zodiac sign which is going to be placed over here and all the attributes of the 7th house will give you this indication regarding your companionship, regarding your marriage, the matrimonial prospects. Here I'm not talking about yet about the 7th lord, just mere 7th house. The nature you will find, the energy and the vibe you will find over here will tell about the character, personality, taste, likes and dislikes of your partner. Now after that, let's look at the whole chart of yours basis, or looking at it from your partner's perspective, your partner's point of view. And guys, like the way I mentioned this thing, I'm assuming this thing that you know how to figure out which all houses in your natal chart are potent, are strengthened. You can look at it on the basis of the kind of yogas, the kind of dignity in which the planets are placed over there, or if you even want to take the help from the Ashtak Varga from over there as well, you can get to know which all houses have got the more points. Like even in the Ashtak Varga table, anywhere more than the 28, about 28 points will be considered as good. So okay, now we will start our discussion. So let's say for example, when we talk about the 8th house in your natal chart. So guys, this house from your partner's point of view just tell about the kind of speech, the kind of voice your partner will use. Like in a way that when your partner will call you or your wife calls you, so her voice sounds like so mellifluous, so like a music to your ears, or it looks like a cacophony, like something is pinching you with a needle. So I mean to say the kind of speech your partner use, we get to know from your 8th house, the condition of your 8th house. Your partner's inculcated values, like whether your partner is going to be able to adjust to your family when when you guys will get married and all. So all of that we get to know from the dignity and the kind of planets being placed over there. Along with that, it also tells about the kind of savings your partner is going to have. So guys, look at it in this way. Like for example, someone who has got Aries rising, and in the 8th house, that person has got the combination of like Mars or Saturn or Rahu. So you can really get to know that partner might have a tendency to hide things, partner might lie, partner might have a very ferocious, very bitter kind of voice as well. Or let's say for example, if you are a Sagittarius Lagna, and in the 8th house you will find the ascendant lord to be exalted over there. So that tells about the kind of values which your partner will have. Like your partner is going to be using very optimistic tone. There is going to be a very optimistic tone to the speech of your partner. You can look at it in this way. Now when we move to your 9th house, the dignity you will find of the planets over here, that will tell about the kind of social circle your partner is going to have. Like in any of the difficult situation of the life, what is the kind of way out your partner looks for. Like this could be self-expression, this could be the close friends, the kind of hobbies your partner is going to have. All information of that we get to know from the 9th house. Guys, look at it in this way, that this is where the astrology of the substitute solution or the remedy comes into picture. Like whatever dignity of the planets you have in the said houses, which I will explain. And let's say for example, if you're already suffering or you're struggling in your relationship because your partner has got flaws in that specific area, so now you know that okay, which specific area you have to work on. Because not only it is going to be helping you, but it is going to be helping your partner as well, guys. Because once you get married, the chart of yours and your partner, the life of yours and your partners, both of your destinies get intermingled to each other. So moving ahead, so the way I was talking about that, your 9th house will tell about the kind of hobbies, the kind of friend circle, the kind of when it comes down to expressing yourself, what is the style your partner is going to be using. Now guys, when we talk about the 10th house of yours, now this house becomes very important, especially in all those kind of cases where people are very much tormented by the interference of their mother-in-law. So I mean to say, this house, guys, tells about that when we talk about the matters of the inner emotional security. Now let's say for example, when we say this thing, that if in your natal chart you have like very malefic planets in the 10th house, so this could be a case that you are progressing in your career because of some deceptive means. But that also tells about the emotional state of your partner as well. So like the way guys, this is how the planets teaches us the lesson. So only if you are going to be, see, no one is stopping you to progress in your career, to be forceful in your career, to work hard in your career, but deceptivity is something which never goes unpunished. So the point which I am saying over here is that the kind of environment you will find in the 10th house, at the same time it is also telling about your mother-in-law. It is also telling about the inner emotions of your partner. Is your partner going to be like very optimistic, very kind of, you know, someone who's going to be very faith driven, or your partner deep inside is going to be very filled with lot of secrets, lot of toxicity? All of that we get to know from your chart looking at the 10th house. Now guys, when we talk about the 11th house of your ascendant chart, now guys, this house becomes very important because this house tells about the intellect of your partner. This is the house which tells about the IQ level or the education level of your partner. I still remember, like, you know, it's like whenever I used to show my chart to astrologers, looking at so many of the benefic planets in my 11th house, lot many astrologers used to predict this thing, that okay, you will get married to someone who's going to be very, like, who would have done good education, good degrees, like good league of studies and all, like not someone like you who's the person is going to be intelligent. I was like, how can you say that? Have you checked the D9 chart? But yeah, this is how our destinies are intermingled with each other. So yes guys, if you have benefic planets being placed over here in the 11th house, so that also tells about the kind of thought process which your partner has. Guys, over here we are not talking about making prediction. Okay, this house lord has gone here and this is gonna happen in this dasha, in this transit, in this year. I'm simply telling about that if you have to check that thing in your partner, this house will give you that information. Like the way I mentioned, if you have benefic planets being placed over there, your partner might have, like, you know, very intellectual, filled with very righteousness, very religious, spiritual kind of thoughts and all, and the IQ is also going to be very elevated and all. But let's say for example, if you have strong planets creating a war zone, if you have important planets of yours being debilitated over there, like this could be a case that you have uh, Pisces Lagna and your ascendant lord Jupiter is debilitated in the 11th house, not is not a good sign. So that's what I'm trying to say. So you would have got to know that when you look at your 11th house, this house tells about the education, IQ, intelligence, interest in mantra, and the competitive spirit. All of that we see from this house. Now guys, the minute we come to your 12th house, now this house is very important from your partner's point of view guys. This is the house which tells about the fighting spirit of your partner. This is the house which also tells about how, like, timetable oriented, how punctual, how meticulous your partner is. So in a way, while doing the assessment of someone's 12th house, always be mindful that from this house, like the way guys, people have a lot of wrong notion, and I mentioned this thing, I have seen that in my research, that a lot of the YouTubers, influencers who started off as a hobby, they started making TikTok videos and now they are living in mansion and all. Like if I'm not wrong, it has been circulating in the news that Mr. Beast, for one of his latest video, he created a whole, like, a town or a city or something like that. So one episode is gonna be costing him how much of the money, and see, so how he started as, you cannot even relate him with the 5th house. He was in a profession which is somehow connected with the 3rd house, and the karam, the profession out of that, the 10th from the 3rd house is the 12th. So this house is very important, and also it tells about that, you know, your partner, the discipline, ethics, competitive spirit, all of that we see from over here. Now guys, again, a lot is dependent on that which all planets are placed over here, and are the planets in good dignity, or are planets creating a war zone kind of alignment and energy. So all of that you have to take into consideration. Like let's say for example, if you have Moon and Rahu being there in the 12th house, so not only it tells about that your mental state is very much afflicted, vulnerable, fear, paranoia, but it also tells about that even in your partner's ethics and routines and timetable and discipline, that is also filled with a lot of the flaws as well. Now coming to your first house. So guys, Definitely, first house and seventh house is you and your relationship. So, first house also becomes very important because it tells about your personality, and over here we are looking at this house from the perspective point of view of your partner. So, how your partner see you, how your partner perceives you. So all of that we get to know via taking into consideration the planetary alignment over here. So guys, let's say for example, if you have important planets being debilitated over there, like let's say for example, you are a Cancer Lagna and your Mars is placed right over there in the first house. Now the Yoga Karak planet is there in the first house, but what I'm saying over here is that from your partner's point of view, that is giving us this impression that okay, you are not much in command of your emotions, of your feelings. You might be impulsive, and that is how your partner perceive you. So this house becomes very important because a lot of the times when we look at the seventh house, that tells about our expectation from our partner. But when we talk about the first house from the seventh house, from your partner's perspective, that tells about that how your partner perceives you. The strength of this house and planetary presence and the yoga will give that indication. Now guys, when we talk about the second house of yours, now this house becomes very important because this house tells about the strength of this house will tell about how your partner will get along or your partner will blend with your family, with your values and all. So like the way a lot of many times when we find that once you get married, your partner comes and enters your family, becomes a part of your family, but your partner still somehow find it very difficult to adjust to your parents or with your family bonding and all. So all of that can be judged via giving attention to what exactly is happening in the matters of the second house of yours, looking at it from your partner's point of view. Now guys, when we talk about the third house of yours, now this house will become very important because this house from your marriage or from your partner's point of view will tell about the faith of your partner. Like if you have like benefic planets, you have like planet like Jupiter being placed over here, you have like Ketu being placed over there, Mercury, Venus going to be placed over here. So your partner is going to be very like soft hearted, very optimistic, very driven towards the goals. But let's say for example, if you have found like, if you have planet like Mars, you have like Saturn, so there's a tendency that your partner might be little bit dogmatic, little bit stern when it comes down to the faith, religion, higher values. So this is how your partner perceives all these areas, and how we will get to know via giving attention to what is the strength of this house and what kind of planets are being placed over here. Now guys, when we talk about your fourth house, now your fourth house becomes very important because this house becomes the karam bhav of your partner. So giving attention to this house, you can fairly get to know that what is going to be the ultimate achievement of your partner. Like, is your partner going to be successful in the life? Is your partner going to have a lot of difficulties in the career or not? Is your partner going to be stay home dad or mom? So all of that we can get to know. So the strength and the dignity of the planets in the fourth house of yours becomes very important because not only tells about your inner emotional state, not only tells about your relationship with your mother, the nourishment which you have received from your mother, your domestic family environment, but at the same time this house also has got a say over the profession of your partner as well. Now guys, when we talk about your your fifth house, now fifth house becomes very important because from your partners or from the marriage perspective point of view, this is the house which becomes the gains and the wish fulfillment of your partner. So giving attention to the fifth house of yours, we can fairly say this thing that what kind of wishes your partner has. Is your partner going to be very ambitious, or your partner is going to be very contented, or whatever we have to be very contented with that? Or like if you have planets like Rahu being placed over there, if you have like planets like Mercury being placed over there, so all of that will give us this indication regarding the highest of the wishes or desires of your partner. So not only fifth house tells about your progeny, your education, your intellect, your risk taking capabilities, speculative gains and all, but also it tells about the wish, desire and the kind of nature of desire your partner is going to have. So this could be case that if you have like Mars and Venus being placed over there, or Venus and Rahu being placed over there, you can definitely get to know that your partner might not say this thing out, but your partner might have very high materialistic desire to live a very luxurious life. Or let's say for example, if you have Jupiter Ketu being placed over there, and now you wonder that for all of your religious and spiritual austerity, interest in yoga, why your partner gives you a lot of the support and encouragement over there, because not only it is governing your thought process, but it is also the wish and desire of your partner as well. And guys, that is the only reason the trine house becomes so important. See, ninth house does not only tell about your faith, but it also tells about the hobbies of your partner. And your fifth house not only tells about your interest in adventurous activities, but the desire and wish of your partner as well. And lastly guys, when we reach your like sixth house, now not only in your case this is the house of difficulty, competition and all, but this is also the house which tells about the kind of secrets your partner is going to have. You know, what nature of things there is a possibility that your partner will hide. Like this could be a case that when we talk about Mars and Venus, so this could be some affairs of the past, or if it's like Jupiter or Ketu, some sort of, you know, like some sort of things which are seen as a sin in your religion. Or this could be a case that if there is like planet like Sun, or planet like so yeah, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, if it is Mercury, so about some of the business decision, mistakes done in the business dealing and all. So all of that we can get to know from the sixth house. So guys, you would have got to know that what we try to do over here is that all attributes of our chart within a family are interrelated with each other. In this short video, all I wanted to explain is that it's a like holiday vibe. I wanted to talk on a topic which is going to you know, give a wider range, bring everyone together, and everyone is going to be taking an interest. And again guys, I could have talked about Navamsa, but I have already talked about it, about Venus, about other yogas, Dara Karaka. I have talked about that, but it's a like a new way of looking at it. So do write it in the comment section. Do you agree with me, the perspective or the point of view which I have given to you? And it will actually act as a good research material for all of us. So yes guys, for further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.